Guess I play semi-pro, right?
No, man, you worse. You Sunday league.
Hello and welcome to the Sunday League Podcast, your home for all things MLB and Fantasy Baseball. I'm your host, Thomas Helms. Got Cale and Casey joining me today. No James, because he's at Disney World probably. But today we are jumping into our top 10, our last top 10, or position group, I guess we should say, is relievers for upcoming drafts for fantasy baseball. So we're going to give you our best look that we can at some sleepers, and then at our top 10, in our opinion, fantasy relievers. But to start out, we're going to go, see how the boys are doing. Big news for the podcast. We have officially landed our first partner, sponsor, ? I don't really know what to call it. But we have joined forces with Pitch Grips, golf company based out of Utah. But as you can see, they are baseball-themed golf grips. They feel, gentlemen, how we think? They feeling good?
Feeling good. Can't wait to put it on my driver tomorrow.
Feeling decent.
I like a little more. I like a little more girth when I'm holding on to it, but
that happens.
Feels good.
I put it on my driver. Played a lot of golf this weekend, and so far so good. I'm liking it a lot. So if you are a golfer, and if you are a fan of baseball, I like them a lot because they don't look like the cheesy stereotypical baseball stuff that your mom gets on Etsy. They actually look like legitimately, like they're not cartoony. They're good quality. They feel good. They're tastefully done. So I like them a lot. They feel good. They come in black, as you can see here, black and white. And they just came out with putter grips. So if you use code Sunday, you can get 10% off on your own set of Pitch Grips golf grips. So very grateful for them. And then we also have a giveaway coming soon. We're going to announce that probably next week after what Casey's going to talk about. But yeah, so that's the big news for the whole podcast. Cale, how was your week?
If you've ever seen Scary Movie 2, the Exorcist scene, that's how my life was. Been sick as a dog. But this past weekend was great. Was down in Florida, Tampa, played some golf. But the real moves, we went to see the GOAT, Cody Johnson.
Nice.
We did.
Yeah, his last. Yeah, they didn't have any alcohol, but it's whatever.
They did. You just missed it.
No chance. I didn't miss these. I can promise you that. But no. Yeah, that was my man. Cody Johnson. Like, if you've never been to one, honestly, say you don't like country music, right? But you love America.
Amen.
You'll love Cody Johnson. Like, he's just a good, godly man. Like, he talked about God. Said, "Listen, I'm not a preacher. I'm not nothing of those sorts. But Jesus Christ is the way." Love that. Then he made everybody stand, take their hats off. We sang, "God
Bless America."
God Bless America. And then he sang some bangers. I mean,
all night long.
The list was on and on. I'm sitting and James and Casey are sitting there. It's cold. It's 62 degrees.
I did not say that.
I dang near left them.
Don't loop me into that, man.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I dang near left them and went down to the front. But no, it was awesome. Shout out to Dana and Greg for allowing me to stay at their house. Love ya. Yeah. Then I drove 10 hours. Came home. Parents were sick. I got sick, and my life's been living hell.
Where would you rank that concert at, Cale?
Oh, it was probably okay. Don't take this wrong way, but the fact that we sat down the whole time brings it down a couple notches. Didn't love that. They were worried about people.
Nobody told you to sit down.
They were worried about people behind us. I was like, I'm not gonna be. I'm 6'5", Casey, and there's a 5'6" guy beside me not standing up. I'm not gonna be that guy that nobody can see.
We were in the last row. You could have stood up.
Second to last.
The parking lot is the only people that you're in front of.
And so, didn't love that. But as far as the show goes, it was definitely on top of my list.
Nice.
Next time, we'll just get you standing room only seats, I guess.
There you go. Hey, lose some more weight.
Hey, There won't be standing room for anybody else.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that.
No, you don't.
My bad. Tasteful. Sick. For me, my week was pretty decent. Middle school boys had the first game last week, won 11-2. Had two of our guys throw a combined no on. Gave up
Doesn't
two
count.
unearned runs. One was a fielder's choice, and then the other one was a pickle. So pretty good showing from the gentleman. We got another one this week, and then I'll miss one this week to go see everybody down in North Kakalaka. So, but we'll get into that in a minute. And then I played 36 holes of golf this weekend, which was nice.
I lost
Saturday,
36
Sunday,
balls.
not good. I actually only lost one ball, and that was today
17.
because someone else picked it up off of the wrong
Out of the
fairway.
trees.
But we just fine, whatever.
On the other hole
I
fairway.
said, "Is that a torso off?" He was like, "No, it's a warbird." I literally watched my ball land exactly where he went and picked it up. I was like, "All right, man, cool, appreciate it." But yeah, I'm a little sore, but
torso off.
redeemed myself today and shot a 45 over 9. So the last 2 days were not good. About 10 strokes more than that per 9. So getting back to my form.
We'll bring that back, the results after this weekend when we actually plays with somebody other than his wife.
Casey, why don't you go into what's happening this week?
Yeah, so we're actually going to be playing actual golf, not putt-putt golf, as in Thomas, what he was just talking about.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Not from the women's tees or front tees.
From the women's teams, the senior tees, all that kind of stuff. But no, this week coming up is our weekly, or not weekly, sorry,
Weekly?
I wish it was weekly.
Yearly.
Yearly.
Move to North Carolina.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll see about that. It's our yearly get-together with the boys trip of getting together to do our fantasy baseball draft, as well as play some golf, maybe play a little wiffle ball here and there. Cale's grandmother was kind enough to open up her beach house in Holden Beach. So, we are all meeting up there on Wednesday, going to play a couple rounds of golf, hopefully, if the weather's nice. And then, we'll draft, be on the lookout for maybe a IG live for maybe the first round or so of the draft. So, just something to get the juices flowing.
We're sure we want to let Suggs and Ben. We're sure we want to put that into the universe that we're friends with them.
Well, allegedly.
Hey, they are our most faithful listeners. So
yeah, basically it's just $100 for $100. That's how I look at it. But yeah, looking forward to it. Always just looking forward to getting together with the guys. Obviously, we all live in different states, so anytime to just kind of get together for a nice weekend, get away from work, get away from whatever we have going on in our lives, to just kind of hang out together. It's the best. So looking forward to it.
It's the best.
I love it. It's fantastic. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. Hopefully, we'll at least get one round in. Hopefully, we'll get 2 in with everybody.
Oh, definitely.
The weather holds off, but might have to find a baseball field, do some live at bats, because there's been some trash talk in the group chats.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. All of a sudden, Chance has a baby, can't show up.
We will be missing one of our strongest members, but
still love you, Chance.
Shout out to Chance. He's having a kid, or had a kid. So he did have a kid.
Not he himself, but
well, it's 2024.
Well, never know. We don't know what he identifies as. Anyways, but yeah, that's kind of the weekly wrap up. That's kind of how life's going for the gentleman. But let's go ahead and jump in to the top 10. Who wants to take number 10? Start us off.
Casey.
I will do it if no one else does.
I still see the list.
It's at the bottom of the note. All the way down.
Yeah.
Number
Thomas,
10.
You could do this.
Number 10, we've got Paul Sewald of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Last year started out with the Mariners and then got traded at the deadline. Was it the deadline or was it right before?
Deadline.
Right at the deadline.
Maybe not the day, but
traded down to Arizona, where he finished the year with a 3.12 ERA, 34 saves, and boasted a 32% K rate. Also made it all the way to the World Series, had some big moments along the way. So Paul Sewald's our number 10. I mean, he's a solid option at fantasy. He's going to get you saves, especially with the offense and the defense behind him. Hopefully, I think the Diamondbacks figured out, what their future looks like last year, and hopefully that continues this year. I think they've got a huge ceiling, but also a big floor. So I think he's going to be consistently getting you mid to upper 30s saves, and he boasts a pretty solid K rate as well to get you those strikeouts in your points leagues and in your roto leagues. So if you're looking for a solid reliever option, Paul Sewald is your guy.
Yeah, big veteran presence for sure.
That as well.
Been there, done that. The only concern I have, and I mean, he continues to prove me wrong, is he's just heavy on that slider. Big, heavy usage of the slider, and I want to say slow fastball, even though 91, 92 isn't slow. But in this day and age, it is on the slower end. But to your point, Cale, like you just said, the movement is so key. He keeps hitters off balance. And it's crazy to still see that he has a very high K percentage as well, to your point, Thomas. But yeah, expect good things. He's just going to be a consistent guy. He's going to go out there. He doesn't blow too many saves or anything like that. What you're going to get. He's a great option for a 2 for your number 2 reliever. Possibly if you want to go with 3 relievers, he's an exceptional choice as well.
He's one of those guys. He doesn't get like crazy, like for example, another guy on the list gets almost every opportunity, right? So you can get some good with the bad. Paul Sewald gets a decent, like a good amount of, but it's not like he's overloaded or anything like that. So he's not going to get you too many blown saves, So or he shouldn't. I hope not. He was mine last year for most of the league, and he did me a decent.
Yeah.
Not great. He's not going to win the league.
Yeah, he's kind of a set it and forget it guy. Like you put him in your lineup and you don't have to worry about him all year. He's going to get you points.
Yeah. Maybe once or twice a week.
Mr. Man, Paul Sewald at number 10.
Yep. Number 9, we have Alexis Diaz. So Alexis Diaz had, arguably, you can say, a breakout year last year. Obviously, a 3.07 ERA. And I mean, this is just a really good Reds team. Obviously, young team as well that is starting to really catch the attention of a lot of people. Last year, he had 37 saves. I mean, that's pretty legit. So I mean, a 3.07 ERA with 37 saves and 67 innings. I mean, that's what you want from a closer. Obviously, like I just said, the Reds are a up and coming team. I expect the same thing, if not a little bit better from them this year as well. Obviously, I could see the ERA going a little bit higher this year, just because relievers are so hit or miss. It seems like, but I can see an easy 35, 37 saves again. Maybe even push that 40 mark for sure. But same thing with Sewald. He might be a little bit more of the wild card, but I think he has more of a strikeout percentage than Sewald did. Correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas, but so
he was
give or take
just below.
Just below? Okay.
So Diaz had a 30, Sewald had a 32. So very similar, but Diaz had more saves and a lower ERA.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
But
yeah, that's what we got at 9.
Number 8. This is I hate to even say controversial because it shouldn't have been controversial, but there's always one guy.
Whatever.
Johan Duran. This dude is nasty. There's a 100-mile-per-hour splitter. The one knock on him is he doesn't get too many opportunities. I feel like past 1, maybe 2 years, he's been this unicorn of a pitcher, but it feels like he gets maybe 30 attempts during the year. But I think that's going to change this year. I don't see too much competition in the bullpen of being a closer. I think he's established himself pretty well last year. Because how many saves did he have last year? 25?
27.
26.
27.
27.
last year was-
but he
Yeah,
27.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at the age.
Don't correct me. Yeah, don't correct me.
So yeah, and like you said, he's 25. I mean, he's young.
Yeah.
He's and like I said, I think he'll get upper of 30. I'll go liberal. I'll go 32. I think 32 is the minimum of saves he's going to get this year. Strikeout rates got to be through the roof. Like
So
I'm not
around
a
the same
stats
as
guy.
Seawald, but
I'm not a stats guy. I don't give a rat's. But
I
yeah,
think the big thing, is he did have 25 walks. So obviously he can be a little wild with his pitches and stuff, but anybody that throws 105, with a 100-mile-per-hour splitter is just like you said, a unicorn, and it can be hard to control it sometimes, but it's just such an easy delivery as well. The one thing I do want to go back to, Cale, kind of to your point, now I think it's clear that he's going to be the closer. I mean, last year he saw 59 games and only 27 saves. So, I mean, if you look at that, he wasn't getting every save chance, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
I think this year he's definitely going to I think he solidified it for sure. I expect the breakout year. To me, I had him top 5, and I would be very comfortable with him as my number 1 relief pitcher. I just have that much faith in him this year, but that is me.
you do that.
I'm with you.
And but yeah, we'll
Maybe
see.
not one.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, and I think Twins are just going to be a good team this year.
Mhm.
Even though they lost a couple pitchers, but they'll find it. Somebody will emerge as a 5, and they'll be fine.
Mhm.
Offense is great. Buxton hopefully stays out this year.
He looks good in spring.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, did you see him jogging for a triple?
I did see that.
Yeah.
The dude just strides like
Yeah.
a gazelle.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
saw him lay out for a ball
Sheesh.
against the Rays the other day, and
Don't love
he
that.
made the catch. Yeah, he made the catch, but it was, I mean, yeah, when I saw that, I kind of grimaced as well. But
Yeah.
it's good to see that he has that much faith and
Yeah.
in his body to do that in the spring. So
It's kind of like
Yeah.
how Griffey was back in the day. They're like, hey, maybe not kill yourself running into the wall.
Yeah.
Griff said, no, I'm going to run fast this time.
yeah,
So,
No.
yeah, he'll be fine. Who cares about that? All right, number 7. I'm taking it because I'm the real fan. Raisel Iglesias. This dude has had one heck of a career. Start out with, I don't know if he started out, but he came known to America with the Cincinnati Reds. Couldn't remember the team for a second. Then kind of like just lost it for a little bit. Got traded. Did great with
Got stuck in LA.
Yeah, poor guy. But then had a resurgence, bit of a resurgence. Then he came home. Now he's in a spot with the Atlanta Braves.
Mhm.
And even if you're an average, David Bednar would get 75 saves with the Braves.
Yep.
Probably shouldn't have said
fair
that.
enough.
Neither here nor there. But I forgot he was on the list. But yeah, I mean, he's going to get plenty of opportunities with leads in the ninth. And he's just, I think he's got his confidence back. I think when he came over, he was that setup role, and he was one of the nastiest pitchers in the league. And then we got rid of Will Smith, and he's just,
and Jansen.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's one of those things. He might blow you a couple saves, but for the most part, he's pretty consistent. He might give you, he'll probably, because a lot of times I feel like last year a lot of times he came in with a 2-run lead, and he'd give up like 1 run, but he still get the save.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, he's going to have, like I said, I don't see, there's not too many games where we need him to come in and, hey, we have to get 3 outs, 3 strikeouts right here, or we lose the game. It's usually a 2-run lead, 3-run lead. So, he's he's just a dog, and he's got a nasty cutter, nasty fastball now, nasty sinker. So yeah,
very consistent.
He's
Mm-hmm.
got good stuff. 2.75 ERA, 33 saves last year. Could have been higher, but 30% K rate. So I mean, right up there with the big dogs. So
Great defense.
and he's on a great
him.
Braves team that he's going to get as many opportunities as you want from a closer. So, all right,
Yeah.
Next guy up.
Not much to say about it. Been there, done that.
Not much to say, man. Pretty simple. Number 6, we have David Bednar of the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is surprising to say that a Pittsburgh Pirates closer is in a top 10, considering they don't win a lot of games. However, he has consistently over the past 2-3 years been able to find himself in save opportunities and being consistent in securing those saves. Last year had 39 saves, pitched to a 2 flat ERA with a 28.9 K rate. So he's getting it done. It's, the Pirates are going to probably not score a ton of runs, so they're going to play a lot of close games. So he's going to come in and he's shutting guys down. So if you're looking for a guy who can be he could be your number 1 closer and you'd be fine in your league. Because he's going to get, as many saves as he gets opportunities. So he's been very good the past few years and kind of a staple from what I think is Pittsburgh building to actually be a somewhat competitive team with their recent draft picks and everything. So, yeah.
I have him getting traded this year, so I think that makes him even more enticing as well. Specifically, come the trade deadline for fantasy as well. To a contender. I can't tell you a team right now.
What's his contract look like?
Shoot or shoot.
What does his contract look like?
Yeah, is he in a contract year? So Bednar is currently on a arbitration year deal of $4.5 million, but it's under team control until 2027. So could potentially be traded with 3 years of team control, or
more haul.
Could stick around. So I don't hate the idea, Case, especially if Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh come August 1st deadline.
Sure.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Typically?
Yeah, something around there.
So.
Yeah. Because, like I said, it's usually 2 years, so I don't know about this year. They might wait till next year, but honestly, it depends on how they're doing. If they're a terrible team at the time, they might say, "Hey, let's just get what we can out of him. He's our one bright spot."
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Exactly.
But I think, they have pieces here and there that if they play to their potential, they could be a competitive team. But
that division, yeah,
that division's not the strongest. So if Ono Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Sawinski could potentially, Ke'Bryan Hayes. If they play up, Mitch Keller doesn't collapse like he did last year.
Paul Skeens comes up.
They could be somewhat competitive. Mr. Skeens.
Is Paul Skeens
Jamar Johnson could be coming up. Did y'all see that ball he hit in spring training the other day?
Yeah, he's move on reincarnated, just smaller.
Good Lord. So, enough on Pittsburgh Pirates talk. Apparently we're a Pirates pod now. We're going to jump in, pause before our top 5, and we're going to go over some sleeper picks if you're looking for guys who may not be league winners, but they're guys that are getting overlooked that will consistently get you points and could potentially win you some games.
Yeah, basically my bullpen.
Jump into those guys. So, Cale, how about you jump in first?
Yeah, my guy's a young guy. He's kind of been on the scene for a couple of years now. He's been in and out of the bullpen, but I think he's found his role. On a great team this year. I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I think the Cubs are going to have a good year this year. And there's not too much competition. I think he's kind of bolstered as the closer this year. Adbert Alzolay. I'm white, so I don't know if I said that right.
Adbert Alzolay.
No, it's Adbert.
Bear?
No. But yeah,
could be.
He's nasty, dude, and he's like, dude, you want to talk about some like fierceness? Love this guy's mentality. He wants to ruin your career. So yeah, he's my sleeper. I think, like I said, I think he's going to get. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got 30 plus saves this year. He's just, like I said, I tried to pick him up last year, James. I woke up at 306. James woke up at 257. So it was one of those things. But no, he's just, like I said, I mean, I think Cubs are going to be in a lot of good positions this year and great defense behind them. So, yeah, that's my guy.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
I was like,
I'll go ahead. I'm going.
Actually, honorable mention because we didn't put him. I wanted to put Yuki Matsui, lefty, but I thought Casey was going to. So,
does he have the closer job officially yet, or
he better?
Yeah, he pretty much is. Without them, I mean, they don't have anybody else. Pretty much.
It's true, but
so I think they have Wandy Peralta, but
they also signed that was he Japanese or Korean? They signed another guy.
Wow,
from one of the Asian leagues. Oh my god. But I haven't really paid attention a ton to the Padres spring training, so
for Dylan Cease.
So it's big time. Does that make him more valuable? Probably.
Allegedly.
Stay tuned.
We'll see.
For our next episode.
We'll see. I don't know. We already did our starting pitcher top 10, so
don't care.
Was he on it?
Readjust it. No, he was on it.
He went on it. That's what I thought. All right. I'll jump in. I am not going young guy. I'm going old guy. This guy has bounced around the league the past 10 years, essentially. Landed this year with Baltimore. We got Craig Kimbrell. Last year played with the Phillies. Threw himself with a 33.8% K rate.
What was the walk rate?
That's a good question. Walk rate was 10%, so that's the same as Duran.
Gosh.
Sure. Had 23 saves, kind of was splitting time. They were kind of doing a whole by committee deal last year.
Seven-headed monster.
Splitting time, getting 23 saves is pretty decent. I mean, this is a guy who in 2013 had 50 saves with the Braves. Shout out. But that also was 11 years ago. So
I miss him so much.
I think he's going to be, especially with Batista out this year for the Orioles, I think he's going to be a good option to just kind of plug in your lineup and they're going to be winning games. They're going to be doing pretty well. I think he's got the closer job at the moment. I think Cano is kind of settled into that setup man, high leverage guy. And so, look, because last year I think he did not do very well when they used him as a closer. So I think Kimbrell's going to slot in that spot and kind of fill in. Last year had a 3.26 ERA, got in 71 games, got 23 saves. So I think it was just kind of an opportunity for him to get back into the closer role will be big for him. So, I mean, if he can get 30 saves, that's a good guy to have as a 2 or 3 if you want to stash some relievers in your lineup and just bulk up your saves category. So that's my sleeper.
I like it. Both good picks. Both good picks so far, but not as good as this one coming up. So I am going to a guy that I'm sure y'all probably like because he is from Wilmington, North Carolina, or Wilmington, as people call it. And that guy is Evan Phillips for the Dodgers. So Evan Phillips obviously had a 2.05 ERA last year, only collected 24 saves. But I think that's due to the fact that he plays for the Dodgers, who just blow everybody out. And it could happen again this year. But, I mean, I fully believe that, the Rays solved him, figured him out. I mean, when he was with Atlanta, he had an 8 ERA. He sucked when he first came up with them. Baltimore obviously sucked with them as well. Then got picked up by the Rays. They put him in the lab and stuff and figured him out. And, of course, like we always do, we just trade him to or give him to the good guys, so for nothing.
Well,
anyways, that's besides the fact. But yeah, he had a great year last year. Only going to be 29 this year. I mean, the year before he had a 1.14 ERA. Obviously, he wasn't the closer then. It was kind of like a committee then as well. But then obviously last year he kind of solidified that spot. It was kind of between him and Bruce Stark Gratterall, but he really won that rollover, obviously with 24 saves. But I think he's a good late round pick. If you're looking for somebody to just you're kind of weak on the relieving side, you just need somebody to kind of be consistent, somebody to just kind of throw in there, to pick up a save, probably 1 to 2 saves a week and stuff for your categories and or for your fantasy points. I think he's a good person to have. That team's going to win a lot, so he's going to have opportunities for the wins at least. And if they're not blowing the teams out, but yeah, he's my take.
Yeah, they've got like 9 starting pitchers, so some of them are going to have to go to the bullpen. So I think they'll run it a little bit better this year.
Yeah, I agree.
We shall see.
All right,
but I like the pick. I think he's a good 2-3 reliever. If you want to get crazy, I mean, he's going to be on the Dodgers, so they're going to be winning games. So I like the pick. All right. Without further ado, top 5 relievers from the experts in the topic. Who wants number 5? I'm taking 4.
I'll take him. I'll take number 5. We'll go across the border to Canada and take Jordan Romano. Probably butchered that, but Jordan Romano. Jordan Romano.
I mean, you went there on your honeymoon. You can kind of take it.
Yes, I can. Absolutely. Shout out to Canada. Loved it. Might move there. Anyways,
loser.
So had a 2.9 ERA last year. 36 saves. Had 36 the year before. 23 the year before that. I mean, back-to-back All-Star appearances as well. He's another model of consistency, right? The Blue Jays, they seem to never kind of get over that hump as a team to kind of like get to that next level. But as Romano for a closer, he's just another guy that you can easily just plug in there and count on him getting you saves. He's going to get opportunities. 36, like I said. Not very high on the walks either, but can't go wrong with that.
Caveman.
Yeah, caveman, cave machine, all that kind of stuff. So I like him. I like him a lot.
I said cave.
Solid K rate. Solid K rate, 36 saves. Hello. Good solid number 5. But number 4, who I argued should be higher, for 4 reasons I will get into, is Camilo Doval of the San Francisco Giants. Last year, threw himself to a 2.93 ERA with 39 saves and a 31% K rate. He is absolutely filthy. Throws 101 consistently. Just gets guys out. You put him in and it's pretty much automatic. I think he only had like 4 or 5 blown saves last year, so very consistent. I think the Giants are kind of, they're one of those teams that they're always going to be in it. You never know if they're going to be, they could be, 21 when they won 100-some games, or they could be, an 88-win team. So either way, they're going to be winning games. And I like him a lot just with his stuff, with his, with how they use him. And so I think the Giants are going to be a sneaky team this year. They got a good manager. So
they got rid of that wannabe model.
Yeah. Got Doval at 5, or 4.
Doval
4. I think he should be 3, but that's my opinion. Anything on that, gentlemen?
Don't care.
Just go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about this next guy.
Go ahead, Cal.
Oh, it's me. Yeah. What's his first name again?
Emmanuel
Clase. Nasty. He's classy, baby. Listen, this guy he's who I was talking about earlier. He's gonna get upper 80 chances. This dude, it feels like every other game he's getting a chance. So, and because he led the league in blown saves last year, but as we talked,
also led the league in saves, though.
Exactly. So
back to back years.
Shout out Marshawn Lynch. I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get him. Whatever.
I'm gonna get my money back in
Yeah.
Gato.
He throws 101-mile-per-hour cutters, and he's got other pitches, a slider maybe. I can't think right now. I'm fighting. But the negative is and I think Stephen Vogt is going to be great for this team. They lose a Hall of Famer in my opinion in Terry Francona.
Mhm.
So he's had a great manager, but added, I believe in Stephen Vogt. And like I said, there's Karinchak's the setup guy, so he's going to get opportunities. But there's no competition, zero, as far as closing. He's the guy. So I mean, I think he's got to be 3 just based on the pure volume.
Yep.
I mean, he's gonna, like I said, he might blow you some saves, but he's gonna get 40 saves this year.
Yep. I will have to say, because I had him last year, a lot of his blown saves, because obviously I would watch almost every game he'd come in, a lot of his blown saves came in the 10th inning. And unfortunately, with these closers, coming in the 10th inning with a runner already on second base, if that runner scores, it still counts as a blown save, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat him, because yes, he did blow a lot of saves, but to your point, Cale, I mean, yeah, you gave it to me. I mean, he leads the league in how many games, appearances, saves, all that good stuff. He's going to get his opportunities. And Cale, you also mentioned possibly getting traded. You want to take that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a feeling, man. They're kind of like the Pirates, and the fact of they just trade people away. It seems like that's just a lottery system over there. So, I mean, they could hold him for the rest of his career. Who knows? But because what's his contract look like?
That's a good question.
He is
Edit this out.
5 years, $20 million. So all the way through 2026, he will be a free agent in 2027. 2027 and 2028 is a team option. So,
So maybe not this year. So
could be.
yeah,
But that Central, I mean, it's for the past 3 years, I feel like it's just been a two-headed race between the Twins and the Indians. Sorry, Guardians.
Hello. Easy.
But yeah. So it's hard for me to believe that the Guardians are ever going to think that they're out of it, where they could trade. I don't know. They almost did it last year though, so who knows?
Yeah, they thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a hot take.
It's a hot take.
No, I like it.
My main gripe with him, though, and I said this before we got on, this is why I think he should be lower. He has the lowest K rate of any of these pitchers we've talked about. Last year, he pitched to a 21% K rate. That is almost 10 less than most of the guys on this list. And also, his career high is 28 from 2 years ago, which still isn't even touching most of these other guys. So that's why I think with the blown saves, yes, he led the league in saves because he gets a crap load of opportunities, but yes, he'll get you saves. But if you want saves plus Ks, I think there are much better options on this list, i.e. Camilo Duvall, i.e. Jordan Romano. I mean, there's better options in my opinion. But I mean, he's a guy who's going to be a number one closer on your team. So if he's your number 2, then you should win your league. Point blank. Period.
Well, that was the case last year.
I was gonna say it was my number 2.
But yeah, but like I said, he does blow a lot of saves and just doesn't get as many strikeouts as most of these other guys. So that's my gripe with him. I think Duvall should be 3.
That's fair.
But, that's just wanted to put that out there.
I like
we
it.
don't care.
Like it.
We know.
Play devil's
Number
advocate.
Number 2. You taking
Hold
it
on.
or me? Hello.
Yeah. Sound the trumpets. Sound the trumpets.
Any year now.
Why don't you just look up the song?
I did.
Number 2, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, returning from injury is Edwin Diaz. I I think I like. All right, that's enough, sir.
I was getting the dramatic
I was-
effect of like taking away from my microphone so I didn't hear.
I was about to mute you. Edwin Diaz. Let's
Quinn.
not forget. Let us not forget.
I'm giving my life
that
to this podcast. Ooh.
Okay. Let's not forget. In 2022, Edwin Diaz had a 1.3 ERA, 33 saves, and a 59% K rate. 59%.
Yeah,
that
and Chris Sale struck
That's
out
pretty-
319 people in a season
That's
and
pretty-
didn't win the Cy Young.
That's pretty good. Let's also not forget, I'm pretty sure in 2021 he had 50 saves. So he is consistently one of the best relievers in the game. Last year was it Achilles or it was his patellar? It was his knee.
It was
Um,
something.
Blow it out, celebrating
stupid
in
WBC.
the greatest baseball event of all time, the World Baseball Classic.
Amen.
Hello. But freak accident could have happened to anybody, but it's not his arm. It's not, nothing, hopefully super serious. Not gonna, I've seen videos of him throwing and he looks just
Like
as
a
nasty as ever. So when you're striking guys out 60% of the time, that's,
59.
on average, 2 per inning.
Yeah.
Getting that plus a save, that's why he is far and beyond ahead of Class A, in my opinion, because he's going to get you all the Ks you ever want. But like I said, coming off injury, you can never 100% lean on it. But that's why he's number 2,
Can't
not
listen
number
to
1.
this crap anymore.
But that
I like
is Edwin Diaz at number 2.
Best walk-up
Cale?
song of all time.
Casey, why don't you tell us number 1?
Number 1, I think he's the best closer
Lefty.
in the game. Been the best closer since arguably Mariano Rivera. I think, in my opinion.
Ever heard of Craig Kimbrell? Ever heard of Kenny Jansen?
Yeah, no chance. I take this guy. I take Josh Hader. Josh Hader is our number 1. Obviously, he's had a mixed bag for the past 2 years. Obviously, with the whole situation with Milwaukee and San Diego. Even though he had a 1.28 ERA, he did only have 33 saves. So, he was great last year. Just didn't get the opportunities. That was his big issue. 85 strikeouts as well. That's ridiculous as well. We do see his walks is a little high with 30 walks last year. That's always kind of been a little bit of an issue with him, but I think him going to the Astros, that team, that organization just knows how to win, no matter who's on the field. Obviously, interested to see how they play with him and Presley. Obviously, Presley's been there for a number of years, been their anchor at the back end of that bullpen. So definitely interested to see how they kind of manage around that. I don't see any issues with Hader losing the job and or not even having the job right now. But that just makes for a two-headed monster at the back of that bullpen for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously with him now going over to the Astros, I think I would have probably argued Diaz as number 1 if Hader was still at San Diego or at another team. But because he is at Houston, I think he's the clear-cut number 1 just simply because of the organization he's with. The organization and the team that you're on definitely plays a big role in drafting relievers. Obviously, him with Astros, they just know how to win. And he's somebody that doesn't blow a lot of saves. Last year he didn't. The year before that he did. But I think mentally he's just going to be in a better spot. So
I'm pretty sure they've
Hello. I'm
pretty sure they've come out and just blatantly said it's his job. Presley will kind of be the setup guy, but then if there's an opportunity that they want to go more matchup, they'll put in Presley. But for the majority of the saves, they're going to go with Hader, is what I saw. So
anytime that they see that somebody needs to go 2 innings, they might put in Presley.
Yeah.
So
the cat needs to be out of the bag. I didn't love the comments of They're not paying me to pitch 2 innings, yada yada.
Yeah.
Don't love that. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he was with one of the most toxic teams of all time in the San Diego Padres. And I think that one or two things are going to happen. Either he's going to buy in to the Astros because I do think they have a great culture there. Whatever you want to call them, cheaters, whatever. I'm sick and tired of hearing of it. Everybody in the league was doing it. But like one or two things is he's going to have that same mentality, and somebody's going to get in his face and say, "Listen, I don't care what you want," And for the record, there's so many pitchers, especially relievers, who don't want to come into the middle of an inning. Like they hate it. They want their own clean slate, and it's just like they're mental head cases in the bullpen. That's why they're not starters. I mean, starters get clean innings, so that's whatever. But like, I think he's going to have a big time year because of the leadership and everything. Because I mean, I don't think he's really ever had any. Like, because Milwaukee doesn't have a great culture because it feels like they get new players every year.
Yep.
And San Diego, that was a crapshoot from the beginning with, bunch of me guys and all that stuff. So, I mean, I think it's going to be great for him to go to a true organization and, like we said, be the guy and say, hey, this is your role. However we ask you to do it, do it. And 99.999% of the time it's probably going to be 3 outs in the bottom of the ninth or top of the ninth or whatever, ninth inning. So I think it's just a great situation for everybody over there.
Yeah, I like it a lot,
especially for us fantasy players.
Listen, I might not have had a lot of good takes on this one, but I think that was my one good one for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
I like it. So, gentlemen, here's the question: what round are you guys targeting your closers in? Round one?
No chance.
Casey's drafting Shane Bieber first round this year.
That was 2 years ago. Okay, I'm a better man now.
I've learned from my mistakes.
Yeah,
good.
I'll be honest with you. I'm just gonna say I don't really draft pitchers too early, so I don't know. I'm just gonna let it eat, and whenever the time comes, I'll start drafting them.
I have now. If they're on the board, I think a Josh Hader, Edwin Diaz goes 5th round.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah,
because I think your top line starters are probably going to go 2nd, 3rd, probably 3rd, 4th more, but those kind of guys. And then if you want to go ahead and solidify your bullpen, 5th, 6th round is kind of where you do that, depending on your draft slot. If you got a wraparound pick and can wrap up the 2 top relievers, Casey did that last year. Didn't end up working out for him, but it was a very bold strategy that had us. Everybody in the room was just sitting there like,
"What do we do now?"
I didn't panic.
How did that happen? Everyone freaked out.
I didn't drop the reliever till like the 21st thing. So that worked out for me.
3rd place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think if you're in your drafts, probably find your targets, find your guys, especially if you're wanting to have a Hader or a Diaz, you're probably going to want to go a little earlier. I think some of these guys will fall to later rounds. Like I've seen Seawald in mock drafts falling as late as like the 15th round. So know the guys in your league, know who you're playing against. I know in our league we're pretty pitcher happy. So pitchers tend to go 3-4 rounds earlier than they do in a lot of mock drafts. So as you're prepping for your leagues, as you're getting ready, just keep that in mind. Know who you're playing against and find your targets. Hopefully you got some sleepers
your
out of this.
Closer, your enemies closer.
Don't forget, we do need to address the elephant in the room. Mr. Devin Williams is out for about half the year. Probably coming back in June is what I saw. Has 2 fractured or hairline fractured discs in his back. So would be on this list, probably
definitely
top 4, top 3, top 4 guy. Unfortunately is injured for about half the year. So
yeah, I had him in my top 9. I had him in the top 10 still. Then I figured I was back. And listen, As somebody who's dealt with back issues, the back is rough to come back from. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's career like his career's over. I'm saying like it takes time. Because once your back goes out, you might as well. The rest of your body might as well go out.
I will have to say, if you want to be kind of like a wild card in your draft, don't go too heavy on relief pitchers. Get a good strong 1 and kind of like a borderline 2, and then later in the draft you can salvage a Devin Williams, throw him on your IL slot and all that kind of stuff. So when he does come, you know, for the playoffs and everything like that, for your fantasy playoffs, you know, you're pretty set with that.
And depends on your playoff, like how many people get in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, if you're in a league that not everybody makes playoffs and you're not in a great spot, you might have some trade bait right there if you get to the deadline and he's coming back and he's at full force. Because I mean, last year he threw a 1.5 ERA, 36 saves with a 37% K rate. So if he comes back and is 80% of that, you're in a good spot. But find your sleepers, find your guys.
Find your
go
guys.
Go out there and win your leagues. We hope. I really hope these
have fun.
These relief. Fantasy baseball is fun.
No,
it's a good time. It's way better than fantasy football, in my opinion, because it actually makes me pay attention more than once a week.
306 every day.
But we hope you guys have enjoyed these position previews. They've been fun for us to go through. I think a couple of them have already kind of fallen apart a little bit with some injuries, especially with Garrett Cole going down. Hurts us. We'll see if he's healthy. Have we gotten an update on him? What's the
he's done for the rest of his life?
It's like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
4 to 6 weeks.
He'll be out.
Yeah. So
hopefully, he did go.
There
to
goes our number 2.
Guy. Apparently, I watched a video that was like, this guy's basically like Tommy John almost every time. So the fact that he said you don't have to is a great sign.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I mean, he has led the league in innings in like the last 4 years, so
he'll probably still come top 5.
Yeah. But
somehow.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, these have been fun. I don't know about you guys. I've really enjoyed doing the positional previews, getting to talk.
Can't wait to see how they actually unfold.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be 100% correct on everything.
Yeah. I mean, we'll come back halfway through the season.
I might be wrong, but you'll never know it.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to all 24 of our subscribers. Let's make it 25, baby.
Yeah.
Also, keep an eye out for the next week or so for the giveaway. We're giving away a full wedge set of these, so we'll get a 3 rip set out to a lucky winner.
Can I join?
That'll be on our Instagram, so go over there and follow us there. We'll probably also require you to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
We
will. We are.
You might have to make a donation.
Working out the kinks there. Make sure you go to Pitch Grips Golf, pitchgripsgolf.com. Use code Sunday at your checkout for 10% off.
Cool guys.
Very cool guys. They've been very fun to work with and good guys so far. So looking forward to a long partnership with them. Gentlemen, you got anything else as far as looking forward to fantasy baseball? Any advice for the gentlemen who maybe listen, or women? We don't discriminate. Yeah. Man or woman, if you're listening,
I gotta go work.
What fantasy baseball advice you got for them?
Yeah, if you have a guy in your league named James, do not trade with them.
Never.
Don't trade with them. No. Never works out.
Trust your draft. That is my number one key. That I do not trust every single year, and it bites me in the butt because I end up trading a lot of my team. I think I was 7-0 last year. Started trading, trying to make a couple of trades here and there, and I think I lost 11 in a row or something like that. So trust your draft.
Collapse of all time.
Yeah, do your research.
Trust your team. Listen to the Sunday League podcast, all that good stuff, and you will be golden. So that is
we'll keep you updated throughout the year.
Yeah,
we'll be here.
It'll be a fun year. Yeah, it'll be a fun year.
Your girlfriend might leave. Your dog might run away. But we'll be
Sunday League. We'll be here. Cale, you got any advice for him?
Not kind of what Case said. Like, do your research. I mean, have fun with it. Don't let it control your life. Don't make it your idol. That's what I do every year, and God punishes me.
Yeah. Discipline.
So,
Discipline. We'll say that.
Yeah, man. Just have fun. Like, just good, clean competition.
Yeah. Learn to talk some trash.
Have good friends to do it with.
Yep.
Have guys that are committed. Just get a good league.
Yeah.
Get a good league. Find your guys. My advice, I would say, you can't win your league in the first round, but you can lose it. So choose wisely in the first few rounds, and then see who falls. Just kind of, go get your guys in the first 2 rounds that are going to be your league winners. Don't do anything super risky early, and you can make your reaches late. And if things work out, they do. And if they don't,
if you get
you can
Shohei
trade
Ohtani
and
in
find
11th
guys.
round,
Hey,
have
you
fun.
never know.
Yeah.
There's always
Remember,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
There's always breakouts every
Yeah.
year. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. 2 years ago, one of the most sought after pitchers in our fantasy league, as far as like who everybody wanted, was Nestor Cortez. And last year he was an afterthought. I mean, he was maybe a streamer if you thought about him. So there's always those guys like Tony Gonsolin a couple years ago. Those guys who just
Shane McClanahan
jump on the scene. Shane McClanahan.
I drafted Pablo Lopez in the 21st round.
Yeah. There's always those guys who have incredible leagues. So don't put too much stress on your draft. Trust your draft, as Casey said. Don't do anything crazy early, but also keep your eyes on the waiver wire. Keep your eyes on guys who maybe want to trade, but don't be ridiculous with anybody named James. I have learned 2 years in a row and come up short. So
take your own advice. Why don't you?
I will this year. Now I actually have more people to trade with because we don't have a ghost in our league. So
I gotta work.
We'll see. But anyways, appreciate you guys listening in, tuning in on YouTube, wherever you're listening. We will be back next week probably with a draft review of how our draft goes and a little bit of update from us. And
then some visitors.
Baseball season. We're here. We'll have the Korea series this week, so we'll get some looks at guys on the Padres and Dodgers, and then we're in full swing. So
baby.
Like we said, appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next week. But without further ado, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.